Welcome to today's webinar, Deep Dive on AWS reInvent 2016 Breakout Sessions. Our presenter today is Lowell Anderson. Lowell is responsible for developing product marketing strategies and content for Amazon's cloud computing business. In this role, Lowell focuses on helping AWS customers understand the benefits and features for the full range of AWS cloud services. Today with us, we also have Annie Hancock, Jill Fagan, Cole Platt, and Ingrid Bernard. They will serve as your webinar moderators and will engage with you and answer your questions throughout the presentation while Lowell presents. Lowell, welcome. The floor is now yours.
Well, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us today for this deep dive into our reInvent breakout sessions. reInvent sessions are one of the best ways for you to learn from AWS experts and customers about services, technologies, and special topics that are of most interest to you. Every year we listen to the feedback that we get from last year's reInvent, and we've been working really hard to help improve the experience and make the sessions even more effective. So during this webinar, I'm going to talk to you about some of the exciting new things that we have in store this year and try to answer any questions that you have as you prepare for reInvent 2016. A couple of things I'm going to cover. First of all, the whole goal of this webinar is to help you, give you some guidance on how to organize your time so that you get the most use out of reInvent this year. We have a lot of sessions and a lot of opportunities to learn, and being able to pre-plan and your schedule so that you get the most use of that is really important. We're also going to talk a little bit about the new reserve seating that should help also improve your breakout session. This year, reInvent is really bigger and better than ever. Every year we keep adding more sessions and more tracks, and this year it's no different. We have over 450 sessions that you can choose from during reInvent across 19 tracks. The tracks cover a wide variety of topics and special interests. We have, for example, covering all our core infrastructure services with compute, storage, and database tracks. We're covering new technology areas with tracks on machine learning, tracks on serverless architectures and the services that support those, and tracks dedicated to containers technology. And then we've added tracks that on special focus areas that might be of interest to you, like security and compliance and DevOps. All of the speakers that you're going to hear from are AWS experts, customers, and partners. And one of the exciting things about the sessions every year is that it really gives you the opportunity to get to meet and hear directly from the people who build these services. And it's a great experience for you to be able to do that and also hear from customers just like you, explain how they've been using the services and the way they've optimized AWS to meet their workloads. The best way to really get started is to use the reInvent portal to explore the session catalog. It's really easy to use. You can view and filter across tracks. It has the ability for you to select favorites, so you can go through, select the tracks that are most interest to you, pick the sessions and put them in your favorites list, and then you can view them on your calendar. This makes it really easy for you to try to fill out your schedule, and I'll show you how to do that in some screenshots in the following slides. There are multiple different ways you can filter the session, so you're not looking at all 450 at one time. You can filter by session level for introductory, advanced, and expert. So if you're an expert in a certain area, like storage, for instance, you can filter and look at all the storage tracks. But if you also want to learn some new technologies, maybe you want to learn what we've been doing in IoT, you'll be able to select the introductory sessions for those new areas. So it's a great way for you to both advance your learning with really expert sessions and also learn new technologies at the same time. And then in addition, we also have industry-focused sessions, and you can filter on those as well. One new thing at reInvent this year is that we're expanding now beyond just the Venetian. So those of you who have been there in the past know that all of the sessions used to be in the Venetian casino and resort. We're now adding a second at the Mirage, which is about a 15 to 20 minute walk from the Venetian. And what we've done there is tried to set up what we call mini conferences so that for a specific area where you want to focus and dive deep, you can select and spend your whole afternoon at one of these mini conferences. They start on Tuesday and go through Thursday. And on Tuesday, we'll be covering a full track on security services and a second parallel track on serverless computing. On Wednesday, we'll be talking about all of our exciting technologies around machine learning and artificial intelligence, and a parallel track on IoT and all of the new technologies that we're building there. And then on Thursday, we'll have two parallel mini-cons at the Mirage, one covering big data and analytics, and the second covering containers technology. Each of these mini-conferences has a State of the Union overview, almost like a small keynote, where we talk about where one of the leaders of these particular topics will discuss in broad overview what we're doing, and we'll have customers as well in those State of the Union overviews. And then as part of those mini-cons, there'll be 12 sessions. So most of them have 3 tracks that have 4 sessions each. And in addition, there's 2 workshops where you can learn in an interactive way. So the mini-cons really give you the opportunity to focus down on specific areas where you can dive deep, and they'll all be at the Mirage in the afternoon. Other things we're doing new this year, and we've added a whole new full day of breakout sessions. So in order to accommodate the additional sessions, now up to 450, we've added a full breakout content on Tuesday from 9:30 to 6:30 p.m. The other thing that we've done is allowed you to view the live stream for the keynotes at the Mirage. So for those of you who want to attend in the afternoon the mini-cons, you won't have to worry about trying to get seating at the main keynote hall in the Venetian. You'll be able to go directly to the Mirage in the morning, watch the keynote live. We'll have coffee, food, beverages there for you so you can relax, watch the keynote at the Mirage, and then spend the afternoon there at the mini-con. If you do want to watch the keynote live in the Venetian, you can still do that. It's about a 20-minute walk from the Venetian over to the Mirage. So there's time, if you want to watch the keynote live in the Venetian, for you to then also walk over to the Mirage for the mini-con. To help you also during the break times, we've extended them from last year's 15 minutes to 30 minutes. So for those of you that were there last year, I'm sure we heard from many people that there just wasn't enough time between sessions. And so this resulted in a lot of congestion in the hallways, long lines in the restrooms, long lines to get into other sessions. And so to help reduce some of those traffic issues, we've increased the break time. That gives you also some time to maybe catch up with friends and contacts at reInvent as well as you're getting ready for your next session. And then lastly, in order to help further reduce the traffic in the hallways between sessions, we've staggered the start times. So that should also help a lot, reducing the amount of congestion that we saw in the hallways in the session hallways last year. On Monday, we're going to do 2 different industry pre-day sessions, or 2 different pre-day sessions. The first one I want to talk about is the industry pre-day. The industry pre-day will have specific tracks for financial services, gaming, healthcare, life sciences, media and entertainment, and public sector. And this is a track of sessions that's focused entirely on deep dive technical content specific to those particular industries. Gives you an opportunity to meet with colleagues that are in your specific industry, see customer and view use cases that are highly applicable to what you do every day, and learn from our subject matter experts on those industries as well. Each of the tracks runs in the afternoon on Monday from 1 to 6, and there's 4 sessions in that track. You don't need to do anything special to register for this. The sessions are open. You can filter down on those just like you're looking for any of the other tracks. So just filter down on the industry specific tracks that you want to see. and reserve for those. We'll talk about reserve seating, but we recommend that you reserve your seating and for those as well. And there's a special link here where you can go look at these as well in the /session/industry on the reInvent portal. The second Monday track that we're doing is the Developer Community Summit. And this is a summit where AWS community leaders from all over the world are going to talk about how they've built up developer and open source communities around AWS. So you'll learn about how to build successful user groups in your region, understand different opportunities to build out training and open source certifications, and learn about all the different types of community-led AWS events and programs that are around the world. Similar to the industry pre-day, you don't need to do anything different to register for these. They're part of your reInvent registration. But again, we'd recommend that you use the portal to select sessions and click and get your reservation set up for those. Similar to the industry pre-day, they're on Monday afternoon from 1 to 6. And you can see I have four of the tracks listed here. This year, what's new is for the first time we've introduced reserve seating for sessions. So for those of you who have been at reInvent before, we've had situations where people felt like they really needed to rush from session to session to make sure that they got a seat. A lot of times people were leaving their previous sessions early, which was maybe distracting for some of you who wanted to stay till the end, and also was hard for you to ensure that you were able to get to the next session. So we're going to reserved seating this year, and it's super easy to do. When you go to the portal, I just showing you a screenshot here. When you go to the portal and you look through the session catalog, you'll see a little button that just says scheduling options on the right-hand side. And all you do is expand that by clicking down, and then the plus minus button will add that to your reservation schedule. So it's super easy to do. Once you add those reserved sessions, you can go to your calendar then and you'll see what sessions you've been reserved for. So it makes it much easier to manage your calendar and also helps reduce some of the pressure that people felt rushing from session to session. So the way this works, very straightforward, is you log into your reInvent registration account that you should have gotten your account information when you received your registration confirmation. And then you can look at the session catalog or look at your calendar and the favorites list that you've created and save spots for the sessions you want to attend. The view that I'm showing here is a nice view that I like to use because it shows both on the left-hand side, you can see the list of sessions for a particular time period. And then if we could show the full split screen, you'd see it shows your calendar on the right-hand side. So one of the best ways to do this is kind of go through the whole reInvent calendar, select the sessions you want to take, reserve those, and then you can go look at your calendar and map it against other sessions. So if you have open spots in your calendar, you can simply, right from this view, click and add additional sessions into those blank spots on your calendar. So this is a nice way to use the calendar view of the portal to help fill out your daily agenda. Also, if you request a session to reserve and it's full, you will be added to the wait list if you would like. The only issue is that if you are on the wait list, you won't be able to reserve a spot for a different session at the same time. So you can make your choice as to how you want to use that feature, but it's there for you if you'd like to wait list yourself for a particular session. And then in addition to sessions, there's just a few other things I wanted to cover, other ways for you to learn at reInvent. You can register for any of our boot camps. Those give you even more in-depth, more hands-on work with AWS instructors and solutions architects. And you go to the /training link at the reInvent.aws event site and register for those boot camps. You can also get certified, AWS certified on site, and we have lots of people who do this. You need to register for that as well. and I have the link there on the slide for you to go. That's at /certification. And then thirdly, throughout the event, you're going to have the opportunity to take hands-on labs at your own, on your own schedule. So the hands-on lab is a room that will be open. It's on level 2 of the Venetian, and we'll have over 100 hands-on lab topics that you can select from. So if you want to just hold some time open in your calendar to walk in and take a hands-on lab at your leisure, that option is available for you there as well. So those are free on site as part of your registration package as well. So we encourage you, if you have some free time and you have some specific areas where you want to get some hands-on experience, try one of the labs. They're very popular as well. So pretty straightforward. Next steps, what we'd recommend, go to the portal, start looking at the sessions that are available, select your favorites for the areas that you're most interested in, and then start to reserve your sessions and fill out your calendar. Get ready for reInvent because we've got a lot of great information and you want to make sure you make the most use of your time when you get there. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Lowell, for a great presentation, and to the moderators for answering questions as they're coming in. We have a lot of time left. Looks like we have about 40 minutes left for the session, so we are going to continue answering questions. Please take a minute to reply to the polls you see on the left-hand side of your screen. And with that, I'm going to hand it back over to our moderators and Lowell for some live Q&A. Thank you.
Hey there, this is Jill. So Lowell, we've had a few multiple questions come in over Q&A, so I'm going to ask you a few of those. People want verification on when reserved seating goes live.
Oh yeah, reserved seating goes live next week.
This week.
This week? Is it the 19th?
On the 19th.
of October.
Yep,
Sorry,
10
I got my calendar wrong.
That's okay.
I knew the date, I just forgot what date it was today.
10/19 at 10 a.m. PST.
Right.
And then I also want to mention the mobile app should be available for reInvent about 2 weeks before the event starts. So, Lowell, we've also had a few questions about the mini conferences specifically. Mm-hmm. Is there any extra cost to attend the mini conferences?
No, not at all. When you go to register and select the track, you'll see the mini conferences called out as a specific track, and you'll register for those just like any other session. There's no additional cost, and you register those just as part of the standard process of registering for sessions.
Great. And then are there going to be any repeat mini conferences?
We won't be doing repeat mini conferences because we're going to actually have very focused set of sessions there. So we won't be repeating those during reInvent.
Great. And then about the pre-day, a few questions about how people can register for pre-day. Is there anything different around that?
No, again, when you go into the portal, for instance, for the industry sessions, if you just filter down by the industry sessions, you'll see the pre-day sessions there, and you'll register for those in just the same way that you register for other reInvent tracks.
Awesome.
No additional cost, but you will have to show up possibly a day earlier, which is fun, because there'll be a lot of good stuff going on. So, yeah, just register for those like a regular session.
Great. And then there have also been a few questions about people can go in now and favorite their sessions, right?
That's true, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And they just go in and click the yellow star?
Yeah, super easy to do. Just go through your tracks. It's just a simple click on the star, and then you can go view your favorites.
Great. So those were kind of all of the big repeat questions. And I'm looking here. I think, more information about how the staggered start times work.
Yeah. So you will, that's another really great way to use the calendar view. So what's happening there is that the session start times are staggered by about a half an hour, and you'll see this when you open the calendar view and look for the sessions for that particular time frame. So that's one of the really nice things about that calendar view that I pointed out is you can show then, at 9 o'clock what sessions will start from 9 to 10, and then you'll be able to view 9:30 and view the sessions that go from 9:30 to 10:30. So what this means is that, again, you'll have to really try to manage your schedule carefully so that you're able to slot in the sessions that you want to see and stay for that full session. We have tried to keep sessions that are in a particular track from overlapping through the staggered times. So for instance, if you were interested in Amazon Aurora, we are doing our best to make sure we didn't have two Amazon Aurora sessions that are overlapping during a staggered time, so you wouldn't have to make a choice between one of those. But you'll see that in the calendar view where each of the sessions, not all the sessions will not be starting, say, simultaneously at 9 a.m. There's some start at 9 and the second half start at 9:30. And you can view all that in the calendar view in the session catalog.
Great. So a couple other things. There's been a few questions, again, about the pre-day. So
Okay.
Just reminding people that they can reserve seats in the pre-day the same way you reserve it for all other breakout sessions.
Yeah.
And then there's been another few questions about where to find the mini conferences.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll have maps available for you. The mini conferences will be in a couple of the very large rooms in the Mirage, and we'll have a map that we'll publish as part of at reInvent that will show you how to walk quickly from, or the preferred walking route from the Venetian over to the Mirage. It's about a 15, 20-minute walk. Shouldn't be hard. But also the thing that I think is actually very useful is the ability to watch those keynotes live streamed directly at the Mirage. We will have coffee, we'll have morning snacks and beverages there for you. So it really would be nice, I think, if you have a day where you want to make sure that you don't want to get caught in traffic walking back and forth between the Mirage and the Venetian. Just go to the Mirage in the morning, watch the keynote live, have a cup of coffee, and then you're there for the afternoon. Full food and beverage will be there as well. So you can just stay and then spend your afternoon at the mini-con.
Awesome. Okay, and then also as a reminder, if you want to reserve a seat for the mini conferences, you do that through the session catalog,
Yep.
like all other breakout sessions. And you'll actually see in the track, it'll say Big Data Minicon or
Right.
Machine Learning Minicon, so it'll be called out right there in the track name. And then a couple questions. When I reserve the session, will it automatically be in my calendar view?
Yeah, it will show up. It shows up in your calendar view. This is the nice part about the calendar view. You go in, you reserve the sessions you want, then you can look at your calendar view and you can see where you might have some holes. So let's say you go through the tracks and you've selected, say, these are my 10 or 15 favorites, and then you reserve those when the reservations open on the 19th. Then you'll be able to go look at your calendar view and see where you might have some gaps. And you can look at that and then also map it against sessions that are also occurring within that time frame. So, and reserve them right from there. So the process that I think I would probably use is go through, make a first pass through the session catalog. You can do this now and select your favorites. Then when registration opens on the 19th, go in and reserve your sessions, your favorited sessions. Then look at your calendar, see where you have gaps, and then just plug those gaps with the additional sessions that are available during that time frame. I think that's probably the easiest way to go through the process.
Yep. And as a reminder, you can't see your calendar view right now. That calendar view will become available to you when reserved seating opens. So just a quick reminder. And then just another kind of question in the space, everything that we have available in the Venetian will also be available in the Mirage, like lunches, meals, right, everything like that. So the Mirage is really an integral part of reInvent and what's happening there.
Yeah, yeah. That's one of the main reasons why we did the mini-cons is because the Mirage really gives us this opportunity to really duplicate the entire experience in a second casino, help reduce the traffic, and give us the opportunity to really put these focus sessions together. You'll have, as Jill said, all the same amenities there that you would have at the Venetian.
Yep. And then just a couple questions about reserve seating. So someone is curious, if they register for a session, then decide to drop it, will that time slot on their calendar open up right away?
Yes, yeah, it will.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I think that's the majority of the big repeat questions. So we will continue to answer questions online. So keep asking them that way, and I think we're back to Ryan.
Great. Again, I'd like to thank our presenter and moderators for an awesome presentation, and for the audience for taking time to join us today. If you have any comments on our previous and upcoming webinars or suggestions on the topics you wish AWS will cover in future webinars, please drop us a line at aws-webcasts@amazon.com. Again, that's aws-webcasts@amazon.com. Your feedback will help us to improve our webinar programming. We have about 30 minutes left, so we are going to leave the room open and continue answering questions via text. So feel free to hang out and continue submitting your questions. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and sign off verbally. So thanks for taking the time to join us today, and enjoy the rest of your day.